Hello everyone, my name is MANAN Goyal and I am delighted to welcome you all to this presentation on a research paper based on intrusion detection system that I have recently completed. The paper is the result of extensive research and analysis and I'm excited to share my findings with you all today. The research paper focuses on an intrusion detection system, and I believe it will be of great interest to everyone who has an interest in the field of cybersecurity. Throughout my research, I have delved deep into the topic, gathering the relevant data, conducting experiments, and analyzing the results. I have also consulted various sources, including scholarly articles, books, and online resources to provide a comprehensive and nuanced understanding of the subject. During this presentation, I will be sharing my findings and insights with you, highlighting the significance and research and discussing the implications of the results. I hope that this presentation will be informative, thought provoking, and engaging, and that it will spark meaningful conversations and further research in the field of cybersecurity. So, let us start without any delay. So the abstract starts and begins with introduction intrusion detection system defined as a device or software application that monitors the network or system activities and finds if there is any malicious activity occurs. In today's world, hackers use different types of attacks for getting the valuable information. Many of the intrusion detection techniques, methods, and algorithms help to detect those several attacks. The main objective of this paper is to provide a complete study about the intrusion detection, types of intrusion, detection methods, types of attack, different tools and techniques, research needed to challenges, and finally develop the IDS tool for research purpose. That tool is capable to detect and prevent the intrusion from the intruder. So, introduction. In this paper, we will be discussing the critical topic of internet security and how it becomes a challenge for organization in today's world. The protection of credential data from intruders is of utmost importance, and various security measures such as web firewalls, encryptions, authentication, and virtual private networks have been developed and deployed to secure network infrastructure and communication over the internet for a long time. However, the relatively new addition of intrusion detection systems has enhanced network security by providing network administrations with the ability to detect any malicious activity on the network and take appropriate actions against those attacks. An IDS is a security system that monitors network traffic and computer systems and works to analyze that traffic for possible hostile attacks originating from outside the organization and also for misuse of the system or attacks originating from inside the organization. Intrusions refer to any unauthorized access or malicious utilization of information resources, and an intruder or an attacker is a real world entity that tries to gain unauthorized access to information, causes harm, or engages in any other malicious activities. Overall, this presentation aims to shed the light on the importance of IDS, which is intrusion detection system, in enhancing network security and safeguarding the data of an organization. We will delve deeper into how IDS works, the benefits of IDS, and how it helps organizations to stay safe from malicious attacks originating from outside as well as inside the organization, as stated before. So, the firewall. The IDS works with conjunction with firewalls to protect the organization systems from unauthorized access, detects if any of the person tries to access through the firewalls, or manages to break the firewall security, and alerts the system administrator if there is an undesired activity. So, as you can see that the firewall is a device that monitors and filters incoming and outgoing traffic in the firewall security, and IDS tries to have an access on any system in the organization. Coming to the problem statement, the increasing connectivity of business to the internet has brought both opportunities and risks. So obviously every coin has two sides. One is positive, one is negative. So while it allows the organization to reach more users, it also exposes them to potential harm from both harmless and malicious users. Malicious users or hackers can exploit system vulnerabilities such as software bugs, failures in administration, security, and leaving systems to default configuration to gain unauthorized access to an organization's internal systems. They use various techniques like password cracking, peer to peer attacks, sniffing attacks, DOS attacks, eavesdropping attacks, and application layer attack to compromise critical systems. Therefore, there is a need for security measures to protect the private resources of organizations from both the internet and the users inside the organization. Also, the above attacks can be explained further when the research paper actually begins the investigation of types of ideas. Moving on to the solution. An solution proposed by the research paper is the Raj IDS, a developed tool which is having both host based ideas and anomaly based ideas. So in general, I'll be discussing that in the upcoming slides in more detail. But in general, an anomaly based intrusion detection system is a security solution that is designed to detect potential network and computer intrusions by continuously monitoring systems activity and comparing it to a baseline of normal behavior. Unlike signature based IDS, which relies on a predefined set of rules to detect attack, anomaly based IDS uses machine learning algorithms and statistical models to establish a profile of a normal behavior of a system and identify any deviations from that profile as potentially malicious. By analyzing network traffic, system logs, user activity, an anomaly based IDS can detect and alert security teams of suspicious activity that may indicate a breach or intrusion. Moving on, the paper actually sees the types of IDS. So, intrusion detection system IDS can be divided into two types: network network based IDS, which is NIDS, and host based IDS, which is HIDS. So network based, talking about network based IDS. So network based IDS is installed at a specific location in a network and monitors network traffic, looking for attack partners, looking for attack patterns within that traffic. An IDS can monitor traffic for an entire network or for specific host computers on a network segment. It responds by sending notifications to administrators when it detects an attack. On the other hand, a host based IDS is placed on a particular computer or server and monitors activity only on that system. It can detect when an intruder creates, modifies, or deletes key system files and triggers an alert. HIDS can also be further divided into two categories, which is signature based, which is also referred as misuse detection, and anomaly based detection techniques. The main difference between NIDS and HIDS is that NIDS can access information that is encrypted when traveling through the network. The paper also talks about the usefulness of HIDS. So, a HIDS is useful in detecting local events on a host system and can also detect attacks that may bypass network based IDS. HIDS can access and monitor decrypted traffic that may have been encrypted when traveling through a network. HIDS can operate independently of the network architecture and protocols, so the use of switched network protocols does not affect its effectiveness. Moving forward, as mentioned earlier, IDS techniques. So, intrusion detection systems are essentially security tools used to identify and respond to security threats in computer. So the two types of IDS techniques are anomaly based detection technique and signature based detection technique. Anomaly based detection technique is a technique for detecting network and computer intrusions and misuse by monitoring systems activity and classifying it as either normal or anomalous. So the classification is based on some rules rather than patterns or signatures to detect any type of malicious activity that falls outside normal systems operation. This technique is useful because it can detect novel attacks as intrusions, recognizes anomalies without getting inside their causes and characteristics, has less dependencies on the operating environment compared to attacks signature based systems and can detect abuse of user privileges. So, on the other hand, we have signature based IDS. Signature based IDS detects attacks by looking for specific patterns or signatures, such as byte sequences in network traffic or known malicious intrusions, sequences used by malware, even though signature based IDS can easily detect known attacks. It is impossible to detect new attacks for which no pattern is available. This technique automatically possesses the signature to detect the intruder. Misuse detection techniques are created automatically and the works are more complicated and accurate than manually done. Depending on the robustness and seriousness of a signature that is activated within the system, some alarm response or notification should be sent to the right authorities. In conclusion, both anomaly based detection technique and signature based detection technique have their own advantages and disadvantages. Anomaly based detection technique can also detect novel attacks, recognize anomalies without getting inside their causes and characteristics, have less dependence on the operating environment compared to attack signature based systems and can detect abuse of user privileges. So organizations should consider implementing both techniques to have a more comprehensive IDS solution. So talking about APIDS. So, what is an APIDS? APIDS or Application Protocol Intrusion Detection System is a type of security system that monitors and analyzes the behavior and events of an application protocol between devices. It is placed between a process and a group of servers and Its main purpose is to detect and prevent intentional and unintentional attacks on the system. So, intentional attacks are those carried out by malicious actors or hackers with the intention of causing harm to an organization. These attacks can take many forms, including denial of service attacks, distributed denial of service attacks, SYN attacks, peer to peer attacks, ping of death attacks, identity spoofing, man in the middle attacks, which is also known as MITM, and application layer attacks. So I'll be explaining these attacks one by one as mentioned earlier in the PPT. So DOS attacks are attempts to make a computer or network unavailable to its intended users by overwhelming it with data packets. In a DDoS attack, multiple computers are used to generate even more traffic and overload the bandwidth of victim. SYN attacks flood a system with SYN requests to use up its resources and make it unresponsive. Peer to peer attacks target distributed networks where individual nodes act as both suppliers and consumers of resources. Ping of death attacks involve sending a ping request that is larger than the maximum size allowed by IP, causing the system to crash. Identity spoofing also involves falsely assuming the identity of the valid entity on the network to modify, reroute, or delete the data. Man in the middle attacks, also known as MITM, occur when an attacker actively monitors, captures, and controls communication between two parties. They can reroute data, exchanges, and assume the identity of one of the parties to keep exchanging information. Application layer attacks intentionally cause a fault in a server's OS or applications, allowing the attacker to gain control of the system and do things like modify data, introduce viruses, analyze the network, and disable security controls. Finally, sniffer attacks involve monitoring and capturing networks, data exchanges, and reading the data inside the packet. If the packets are not encrypted, a sniffer can provide a full view of the data, which can be used to launch further attacks on the system. In conclusion, the AIPDS is a crucial security system that can detect and prevent a wide range of intentional and unintentional attacks on an organization's system. It is important for organizations to understand the different types of attacks and implement security measures to protect their systems and data. With the growing threat of cyber attacks, it is essential to remain vigilant and take proactive steps to ensure the security and integrity of our digital infrastructure. Moving on, there are some functions of IDS. An intrusion detection system has four main functions: data collection, feature selection, analysis, and action. The first function, data collection, records and analyzes data to identify potential intrusions. Network based IDS records and analyzes data packets, while host based IDS records and analyzes system details like disk usage and processes. The second function, feature selection, involves selecting specific features for intrusion evaluation from large amount of data available in the network. This could include features like the IP address of the source and destination system, protocol type, header length, and size. The third function, analysis, checks for the data correctness. Rule-based IDS check incoming traffic against predefined signatures or patterns. Anomaly-based IDS studies system behavior and employs mathematical models to identify potential intrusions. Finally, the action functions determines how the system responds to a potential intrusion. This could involve alerting the system administrator through emails or alarm icons, dropping packets so they do not enter the system or closing ports. Moving further, the methodology that has been used in by the IDS in order to work and function properly. So intrusion detection systems are designed to detect and alert administrations of any intrusion attempts on a network. The components of an IDS work together to ensure in a structured manner to ensure efficient and effective detection and response to security threats. The methodology describes the three main components of an IDS: the sensor, backend, and frontend. The sensor component is responsible for detecting and reporting network traffic. It does this by tapping into the network and capturing data, which is then examined by the detection engine for any signs of intrusion. The sensor also employs both signature based and anomaly based intrusion detection techniques. The backend component collects and alerts the administrator of any detected events. When an event is detected by the sensor, it is recorded in the event repository database system, and the backend determines the appropriate response. Responses may include sending emails, displaying alerts, or blocking traffic. The front-end component provides a user-friendly interface through which the user can manage the logged events. The front-end allows the user to fine-tune the detection and response of the IDs, ensuring that only significant events are reported. If the IDS is accurately tuned, it will provide an early warning of any intrusion. Overall, this methodology provides a structured approach to understand how an IDS works and how its different components interact to detect and respond to network intrusions. Moving on, the solution that came after researching everything by the authors of this research paper is Raj IDS. Raj IDS is a powerful tool that helps administrators monitor and prevent intrusions into their system. This host based IDS or IPS tool can monitor incoming and outgoing data packets and traffic from a device with the Raj IDS. Administrators can also perform log analysis to find patterns of attack and detect any malicious activity, such as UDP flood, which is a type of DDoS flood. If such activity is detected, the control unit is informed and the intruder's IP address is blocked with an immediate effect, and their information is stored in an SQL server for future reference. Raj IDS consists of two main components: network sniffer and log based analysis. The network sniffer intercepts data as it is transmitted over a network and decodes it into a readable format. This allows administrators to see the values of various fields in each packet and analyze network traffic. The log-based analysis stores the packet received by the network sniffer in a log file, which is used by administrators to analyze the network traffic for any malicious activity or attacks. These log files can also be used for forensic purpose in the future. Moving on, in today, the tools used by the research paper authors. In today's world, intrusion detection product plays a crucial role in achieving organizational security goals. In this presentation, we will discuss three popular intrusion detection products: Snort, OSEC HIDS, and Kismet. Firstly, Snort is a lightweight and open source software that uses a flexible rule based language to describe the traffic from an IP address. It records the packet in a human readable form through protocol analysis, content searching, and various preprocessors. Snort can detect thousands of worms, vulnerability, exploits, attempts, port scans, and other suspicious behavior. Second, uh, OSEC HIDS is a free open source software that can run on major operating systems and uses a client or server based architecture. OSEC HIDS has the ability to send OS logs for the server a- and analyze and storage of the data. It is used in many powerful log analysis engines, ISPs, universities, and data centers to monitor and analyze authentication logs and firewall. Lastly, Kismet is a guideline for wireless intrusion detection system that is referred to as WIDS that compromise with packet payload and happenings of WIDS. It can find the burglar access point. In conclusion, these intrusion detection products can help organizations achieve their security goals by providing advanced detection capabilities and a range of features to detect and prevent intrusions. In the future scope, intrusion detection systems are expected to become more and more advanced and sophisticated. They will be designed to detect and flag potentially suspicious events in a real time using a combination of rule based and machine learning based algorithms. However, it will be up to the system administrator or security officer to determine whether further investigation is needed or not. ठीक है? This is because the detection systems may not always be accurate and there is a risk of false positives which can result in any unnecessary alarms and wasted resources. Therefore, human intervention will continue to be a critical component in the detection and response to potential intrusions. In conclusion, IDS is an important tool for organizations to protect their systems and networks from external and internal attacks. However, it is important to remember that an IDS implementation, along with a firewall, is not a complete solution for highly secured infrastructure. To ensure the security of an organization's system and data, strong identification and authentication mechanisms, system testing, employee education, and development of a good security policy must also be implemented. Furthermore, an IDS is not a substitute for a good security policy and it should be integrated as part of overall corporate security policy guidelines to handle vulnerabilities, intrusions, and virus outbreaks effectively. By keeping these points in mind, organizations can better protect themselves from the risk and threats to the cyber attack. Additionally, it is important to note that even with the implementation of an IDS and other security measures, human intervention is still necessary to investigate and respond to attacks. The security administrator or network manager must be proactive in determining how the attack occurred, correcting the problem, and taking the necessary actions to prevent future occurrences of the same attacks. By incorporating human expertise and intervention alongside technology solutions, organizations can better safeguard their networks and data. So I have attached the reference paper for your reference, and you all can please refer to this reference paper. And a big shout out to the authors of the reference paper who made it very precise and easy to understand for a student like me. So last, in the end, thank you for watching this video, and please do like and comment your thoughts about how did it go. So I'll attach everything in the description, And I'll also attach the Google Drive link in the description for the PPT. So thank you so much and have a nice day.